Heaven's law does not tolerate the origin of Sun Wukong. There was a monkey, born from stone, with no father, no mother, no name, no age. With a single leap, it crossed 108,000 li. It stood before the Jade Emperor and laughed. Swords could not cut it. Fire could not burn it. Thunder could not pierce it. And yet, just a few hundred years earlier, it was still a wild monkey, nameless, powerless, not knowing whether it would live to see tomorrow. I will tell you how it obtained such power. The child of stone, the fear of a king. At the peak of Flower Fruit Mountain, there was a stone that had lain there since the dawn of creation. 1,000 years absorbing spiritual essence, 10,000 years drinking moonlight, until one morning it cracked open, rolled out a stone egg, and with a gust of wind, it burst apart. And the stone monkey opened its eyes to the world. It grew up, became king of the monkey tribe, with the water curtain cave as its palace. It seemed to have everything. Until one night at a feast, it glanced toward a corner of the cave, an old monkey, gray-haired, breathing heavily, near death. "I will die," the Monkey King whispered, not to anyone, but to himself. "Even as king, even as the strongest on this mountain, I will still die." The entire cave fell silent. That night, the Monkey King sat staring at the dark sea, with only one burning question in his heart. Is there a way not to die? The next morning, it stepped into the sea alone, rowing a bamboo raft out into the vast waters. No one dared follow, seeking a master and the first name. After many years drifting, the Monkey King learned human language, learned to walk like a human, knocked on the doors of countless masters, all frauds, teaching trivial tricks. Until one day, it climbed a mountain in the western lands, heard the sound of a zither echoing through a bamboo forest, and stood before the cave of the Patriarch Subhuti. A gatekeeper asked, "What is your name?" For the first time in its life, the monkey did not know how to answer. "I have no name." The gatekeeper was about to close the door, but from inside, the Patriarch's voice echoed, "Let him in." The Patriarch looked at the mud-covered monkey and smiled the smile of someone who sees what others cannot. "You were born from stone, empty of name and lineage. Then I shall give you the surname, Sun, the surname of emptiness. Your name shall be Wukong, to understand emptiness. Only then can you understand existence." Sun Wukong, thus, the name was born.
I am honored.
7 years sweeping, 10 years of fire. And this is the part heaven never records in its chronicles. For the first 7 years, Wukong was not taught a single spell. Sweeping floors, carrying water, chopping wood, growing vegetables. While the other disciples sat in class, Wukong stood outside the window, listening in secret. While they practiced swordsmanship, he watched from afar, then trained alone in the dark at night. But magic is not something you can steal. Without direct teaching, one mistake, and your body shatters from within. Many nights, Wukong collapsed in the courtyard, hands trembling, vision blurred, not knowing where he went wrong. Yet he never gave up. One night, the Patriarch called him into a private chamber. "You have been secretly learning for 7 years. I know everything." Wukong fell to his knees, thinking he would be expelled. "But among all my disciples, only you stand in the rain to learn. Only you stay up in the third watch to review. Only you have never given up for a single day." The Patriarch tapped Wukong's head, 3 times a secret signal for a hidden lesson, and said, "Tonight, I will begin to teach you the 72 transformations of earthly fiends." The 72 arts paid in blood and sweat. The 72 arts are not learned overnight. Each technique is a trial. Each trial, real blood and sweat. Transformation. The first time Wukong tried to turn into a human, he lasted 3 seconds before snapping back into a monkey, tumbling across the courtyard. The Patriarch shook his head. Your mind is not calm. You think you are a monkey pretending to be human, so your body rejects it. You must truly believe you are human. Wukong practiced again, thousands of times, tens of thousands. Even in dreams, he saw himself transforming. While eating, he imagined himself as wind, as stone, as the pine tree before the cave. 3 months later, he transformed into a bird and flew over the Patriarch's head and was not recognized. Cloning, plucking hair into duplicates. Pluck a hair, blow on it, and create a clone. Sounds simple. The first time Wukong tried, 10 monkeys appeared and immediately began fighting each other chaotically in the courtyard. The Patriarch laughed aloud for the first time. Your mind is in chaos. Each clone carries a different part of your nature. Anger, pride, fear, greed, they are fighting each other. For the first time, Wukong saw clearly how much chaos existed within himself. That lesson was not in any book to control oneself. One must first understand oneself. Somersault cloud, the hardest, most painful art. One leap, 108,000 lie. But to leap, one must fully control the gravity within the body, like pulling a thread from the top of the head to the earth, then releasing it, shooting upward like an arrow. The first time Wukong tried, he vanished. Everyone waited. A moment, 2 moments. No return. The Patriarch frowned and sent disciples to search. Half a day later, they found Wukong stuck upside down in a rock crevice 3 miles away, unable to get down. You can leap, but you do not know how to stop, the Patriarch said. This is not just a jumping technique. It is mastery over the space between start and destination. You do not know where you want to go, so your body chooses for you. Wukong spent 2 years mastering it. 2 years of crashing into mountains, falling into seas, getting stuck in treetops, tumbling through clouds. His body had become iron. He did not die, but every fall still hurt. Until one full moon night, standing on a peak, he closed his eyes, thinking of nothing. Not magic, not distance, only a point on the eastern horizon. He leapt, and for the first time, landed exactly where he intended, light as a leaf. Exile and the warning. 10 years. 10 years Wukong did not return to Flower Fruit Mountain. In exchange, mastery of the 72 arts, immortality within reach, a single leap across 108,000 li. But no one knew, no one witnessed it. No graduation, no farewell, no fellow disciples waving at the gate. 10 years of training, and the only one who knew it all was now driving him away. The day the Patriarch called him in for the last time. His voice was no longer warm. What you have learned will bring great disaster. I do not wish my sect to be implicated. Leave, and never say, you are my disciple. Wukong did not argue, did not ask why. Because deep down, he had known the answer from the beginning, from the day he first stood at the cave gate. What he carried was not something the world could easily accept. The Patriarch saw it before he did. That is why he accepted him, and also why he cast him out. Standing before the cave, Wukong felt something a stone monkey should not feel. Loneliness. Not the loneliness of one without a tribe, but the loneliness of one who had become too great to belong anywhere. He looked at his hands. Hands that once swept floors, carried water, fell in the dark courtyard. Hands that could now lift mountains, pull stars, reach the heavens. But there was no one to hold them. He turned back for one last look. The bamboo forest was still green.
I must
The zither
return.
had long fallen
My
silent.
destiny
The cave gate
awaits.
closed quietly, as if it had never opened. Then he leapt and vanished into the clouds.